or where they perceive to be less affluent areas, the poverty areas, where they can't recoup their costs. The firefighters are the ones who respond to those things. My mother lives in Noden's ward. Now, if something was to happen to her, I would want to make sure that she would have the life-supporting entities there right away. Now, we're going to have to look at cost recovery ordinances. We're going to have to look at generating revenue in other places. But as we look at it now, our code enforcement won't be up for another month. That's what was told to us at our last meeting. Golf courses are not up and operational now. Now that I've heard that we're going to lose some recreational opportunities for seniors and juniors in this community, whereby as we approach the summer months, we're going to find children left with things not to participate in. This is a perpetual problem, and we're going to have to talk about these things, as Councilman Lawler says. We're going to have to do it as a co-equal branch of government with administrations. And if you fail to do so, you fail the people of this community. The people of the city of Flint deserve better than this. And I'll close with that. Councilman?
All right. Since I'm the president of the legislative committee, I prepared a statement concerning these public safety cuts and the need to establish adequate safety levels for police, fire, and garbage collection. All right, a lot of people have already left this town because of poor public safety. And a lot of people I have talked to have stated that they would have taken their families out of Flint long ago, but cannot afford to. They say that Flint is no place to bring up a family anymore, and it is already unsafe for their children to play outside. The residents of the 8th Ward pay a large portion of the taxes for the city of Flint, and the residents that live south of Miller Road near Swartz Creek Golf Course, who pay most of the income taxes, live in the best neighborhoods that Flint has to offer, and whose properties and homes hold the most value, are the furthest away from fire service of any residents in the city. I feel that is not very responsible. The number of police officers we have in the city are already dangerously low. Garbage collection every other week will only add to the blight and intolerable conditions already existing in Flint. Take a good look around you. If we make these changes with public safety, people will die as a result, and my hometown, the once great city of Flint, will be transformed into a lawless cesspool. I ask you, who will come to Flint? This is self-destruction, not revitalization. If you think that Flint has a bad reputation nationally now, wait till the end of the summer. My own house was broken into twice last summer, and the last time I was in the very next room sleeping. Much of the crime in Flint is never reported because the residents already know nothing will ever be done because of lack of manpower. And when our insurance rates go up because of lack of public safety, this will be another form of tax. At the end of the summer, no one will want to bring their families or jobs to Flint. So we live in fear and look for hope, which is not forthcoming. The mayor's lack of due diligence has already cost the city with the furlough days, and the garbage collectors are ready to prove him wrong again, and the city will pay again. Now, the only reason the mayor can even consider making these cuts is because of the 78% wage increases and back pay and signing bonuses totaling $4 million paid out to police, fire, and other union employees back in 2006 that the council approved after recently exiting receivership by the state. It would take a General Motors employee at least 6 contracts to get the kind of money that they received. So irresponsible past action by the council also necessitates this action to regulate public safety. Also, the mayor should not have the lives and welfare of Flint residents to be used as bargaining chips against the unions. These are unfair bargaining tactics. And if we regulate public safety, he cannot do this. In closing, one thing I have learned over the years is that Flint residents have a way of making themselves heard when they feel they are wronged. Back in 1968, when Flint was having a lot of racial strife in the city, my family lived downtown, right where the Red Cross building is today. One day, a very nice neighbor came over from across the street and had a 10-minute conversation with my father. My father came in the house and told my mother to get the kids ready. We are going out of town for the weekend. That night, Flint and Detroit burned, and our family was grateful that we had such nice neighbors as to warn us of impending danger and allowed our safe passages out of downtown Flint. Needless to say, our family was forever grateful. Now, from the city charter, section 309, public peace, health, and safety. The city shall adopt such ordinances as shall be necessary to provide for the public peace, health, and for the safety of persons and property. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Do you want me to just keep chairing, or do you want to?
You can chair.
Okay. Councilwoman Papa.
Thank you. Mr. Sargentson, your home was broken into?
Twice this past summer. Once while I was in the very next room sleeping.
Okay, I know you think very highly of the 8th Ward, but you're not the only one that paid. You know, I have some people in the 2nd Ward that pay nice taxes too. And I have some people such as Ms. Inez's mother and father who they live in nice homes. So I have some nice pockets in my ward too. So don't just think because you're off of Miller Road that that's the only world in the city of Flint. And the way you read that, it's like, you know, you're a separate world and we are, but you're not. It's just happened to be in some wards, and I'm going to talk about the 2nd Ward because that's who I represent. And we do have Leslie Drive, Griggs Drives. They look like your houses over there on Mill Road. And we feel the same way. Okay, but don't just put it out there like Miller Road is the only thing going because you got that little golf course over there. Thank you.
Councilman Nolden.
Just a point of clarity. You know, when he was doing that statement and he talked about 1968 and, you know, his family left and Flint and Detroit burned, Flint did not burn.
It didn't burn.
It did not burn because of an organization called the Broham Club that my father was over. He and his group actually stopped the city of Flint from burning.
That's right.
And, you know, so that right there is definitely a misconception. You know, I was only a little boy at the time.
But I was in the Broham Club.
She was in the Broham Club, and Flint did not burn, and it was because of Jim Rutherford and Bob Leonard and my dad when they let him out of jail, and he got them 103 people out of jail.
Thank you. So Keaton Nolan.
Yeah, when he got the 103 people out of jail, that this city did not burn.
Anything from anybody else?
I'll say mine. I believe you have because we moved over to legislative.
We have, yeah.
Right?
Yes, we're just going to go straight through.
I believe that there was that you brought an amendment or a proposed emergency ordinance, if you want to deal with that.
Well, we haven't put it together yet. We wanted to discuss it to see what it would contain.
Okay, can you fill us in on what that emergency, if you choose to, what that ordinance would look like?
Well, what we're going to do, what I think we should do is set levels at per capita, so when the population moves up or down, we can adjust these levels. As far as the garbage collection, or the fire department, I've come to the understanding that it's going to take 85